Fire Chief. As the community is probably aware, Saturday a week ago on February 2nd, Jefferson Parish Fire Department, while in the process of normal firefighting operations at a condominium place in Metairie, we had a firefighter suffer a fall through a third-floor roof. He was recovered and rescued by a rescue team, was treated at the scene and transported to University Medical Center with second and third degree burns to his face, hands, and back. We have medical staff here is going to answer any questions you have about that as far as the medical issue is concerned. It's important to note that his condition was critical, is critical at this time, and Dan continues to fight to recover from this devastating injury. The fire department would like to thank all the responders involved, the medical staff at UMC, especially the burn center, Dr. Jeff Carter and his staff, and the numbers of specialty doctors that are working on Dan for their help, as long as everyone in the community. So at that point, I'd like to go ahead and let Dr. Carter come up and say a few words. Thank you.
As Chief Tibbetts said, we are currently providing care for him. He is critically ill. He did suffer an inhalation injury, which is a significant injury. It's going to require some time for his recovery. He's had to undergo surgery. We're very grateful for the first responders who are able to bring him here, and for our team, including our hand team, assisted us with our surgeries today, and for his very supportive and loving family. I think that his continued care is going to require the support from not only our community and his family, but also our wonderful team. And I'm happy to answer any of the questions that you have.
So he had injuries, you mentioned inhalation injuries. Is that from the heat and him breathing in sort of that heat?
It is. It's breathing in the products of combustion, which includes things like carbon monoxide and cyanide.
And then you also mentioned a hand team. What is the damage to his hands? What are the injuries there?
So he had third-degree burns to his hands, and Dr. Tuggle was in the surgery this morning managing that portion of it.
Are there any other surgeries on the horizon for him, or?
We'll see how he recovers from his first one before we start planning the next.
And you mentioned this is going to be a long recovery.
Yes, ma'am.
Do you have any kind of estimates on how that?
Most likely weeks in the hospital, and probably months before he's able to get back to doing a lot of the things he was doing before.
Who would you consider a good prognosis?
Guarded, because he's critically ill right now. And statistically, an inhalation injury has a mortality rate of about 18%, just that alone, without the burn injuries. And because this was a fall through the roof, there was the potential for trauma. Very thankfully, the trauma team was available, Dr. Hunt, and they were able to assess him and find that he had no other signs of traumatic injury besides the burns.
Your full name, please?
Oh, Jeffrey Carter, C-A-R-T-E-R. I'm the medical director for the burn center.
Just a quick question too. The burn center is recently opened, right? It was in the last year or two that you.
Correct.
Normally people used to be sent to Baton Rouge, correct?
That's correct. Probably one of the great things about this story is that I've come to know Chief Tibbetts and some of the firefighters in our community prior to this event. The firefighters represent a very special group of people to us because they risk their lives every day for patients who come to our burn center, and so when they are ever injured, we are certainly very attentive to that. They also put themselves in harm's way. Prior to us opening, he would have required transport out of the community, and so it really is a great benefit that we're able to have this kind of facility here with the wonderful team of nurses and therapists upstairs to provide the kind of care that he needs.
When did it open? When did the burn center open?
March 31st, 2018.
And do we have a member of the family?
My name is Bill Zeigler, Z-E-I-G-L-E-R. I'm Daniel's oldest brother. We just want to thank the staff here at the hospital. They've been the quality is just beyond belief. This burn center is something that's needed for the community, for the first responder community, for everyone as a whole. They've been just like angels from heaven for us. We appreciate everything they've done. We appreciate our brother and sister firefighters from Jefferson Parish who have stepped up with the visits, the phone calls, the prayers. The GoFundMe account that they set up has been just a great response from everybody to help us out with that. The firefighters from other parts of the community, both here locally in the state of Louisiana, the International Association of Firefighters, and also fire departments from around the country. So we appreciate it, what everybody's done for us so far, and hope that they'll continue to keep Danny in their prayers, and will help us out with anything that we have going on in the future. There's some fundraisers around the country actually that are being proposed and implemented, or that they're working on right now, and we expect a lot of great things out of that. The fire department, Chief Tibbetts, Chief Henderson have been nothing but just great for us. They've been there for us every day, making sure that we need everything we need, that we get everything we need, and we just thank them for that. And Jefferson Parish, our representatives from the parish have also been there to help us out, and told us that they'll offer us any assistance that we need. So we want to thank everybody again in the community, brother and sister firefighters, and everybody from around the country that has stepped up and shown some type of support, whether it be thoughts, prayers, any assistance that they've been able to offer us. So we thank them all for that. And our family's been together. We've been strong. We've all been together in this to work with him, to be there for him now and in the future, and get him to recover. Thank you.
We'd heard that he had gotten up a couple of times to be, he's ambulatory when I last talked to Chief Tibbetts. Can you talk about what his demeanor is? How's he doing? He's tried to communicate the best that he's been able to. They allowed him to use a pad and pen, and it's kind of like a kindergartner scribble scratching, but we've been able to decipher it the best as possible and work with him on that. So the staff's assisted us with helping him with that and being able to communicate, because they've dealt with this for a while now, so they know what all the intricate parts are to be able to communicate. So, but as of from the surgery now, he's going to be unable to communicate in any way, shape, or form for a while. So we'll just be there for him to help him out for everything he needs.
Is firefighting a tradition in your family?
There are 5 brothers in our family, and 4 of us are firefighters, yes.
And so you really know his passion?
Yes, and we also have a brother-in-law that's a firefighter also with us here in Jefferson Parish.
Can you tell us about that tradition?
We want to help our community, we like the action, and that's what we all grew up, and you all grow up as a kid and you want to be policemen, firemen, and some people want to do other things, but we chose the blue collar way, so that's what we did.
And with that, the risk.
And we know the risk, and unfortunately it's there. When you don't see it that often, but when you do, it hits home. It makes it hard.
Good. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
What's your name again?
William Zeigler, or Bill. They call me Bill.